Good morning, church. I hope you are all doing well in spite of what is happening around us. In today's exhortation, I will be focusing on being still. We have been in situations where we are restless, when we get tired and exhausted. I am in such a situation with all that is happening around me now. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted over the earth. Psalm chapter 46 verse 10. This oft-repeated, often heard psalm is one of my go-to verses when I feel restless, when things are happening in front of me and I do not seem to have control of them. And that is precisely what the Lord wants us to remember, that we do not have control of anything. The Lord our God, in His sovereignty and immense grace, is the one who has control of situations. The situation we seem to fight and struggle against, leaving us restless, tired, and exhausted, physically and more so emotionally. There are three main aspects of this wonderful verse which I will expand a bit more. Number one, be still. The idea here is not to stop our activities and just stand in one place. It is more of the sense that argument and opposition to God should stop and we should be still. It should be done in recognition of God's glory and greatness as mentioned in the previous verses. We are expected to change as a person as per commandment of God, ceasing our opposition to own His power and to acknowledge His sovereignty over all kingdoms of the nations. It is to simply surrender. It is not, in the first place, comfort for the harassed, but a rebuke to the restless and turbulent world. It is not advice to us to lead a contemplative life, however important that may be. It means rather, lay down your arms, surrender and acknowledge that I am the one and only victorious God. Number two, know that I am God. Our submission is to be such as we become rational creatures. God does not require us to submit contrary to reason, but to submit as seeing the reason and ground of submission. Hence, the bare consideration that God is God may be well sufficient to still all objections and oppositions against a divine sovereign. And number three, I will be exalted among the nations. The appropriately silenced man or woman of God can glory in God's exaltation. God's triumph will extend far beyond Israel to all the earth. This is also true with our relationship with other people. We may have hurt others and are not feeling at peace. This is a big struggle that we should offer to the Lord, lift up to Him and surrender to Him. Today, Pastor Tommy Pakatang will share the word of the Lord about how to ask forgiveness from those we hurt. The Lord, in John chapter 13, verses 34 to 35 says, "A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." Let us listen intently to the word of the Lord to be shared by Pastor Tommy. God bless.